Ah, who would lift me from this slimy pit? He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. Psalms 42. He was a typical alcohol-dependent patient. It was uncomfortable to look straight at his face when he first came to Shinto because he had an extremely ruined appearance. Now, in his late 40s, he had been drinking since he was 19. After graduating from a junior college, his financial situation had been okay as a dental technician until the economic recession in 1998, known as the IMF, struck down his business. He began to drink incessantly. The economic breakdown led to a family breakdown. He divorced his wife and she took their son with her. As he gave up on himself, the only pleasure he could find was drinking. From time to time, he would struggle to quit drinking. Once he had managed to keep himself from drinking as long as 3 months. However, whenever there was any motive for drinking, he crumbled. Alcohol caused him to get fired as many as 4 times. He even personally admitted himself to a mental hospital twice, but it was useless. The only times he would stop drinking were when he ran out of money. He did not remember how many days had passed or what he had done while drunk. When he finally sobered up, he would find from 40 to 50 empty bottles spread all over his room. He had many scars on his face because his father had hit him in the hope of making him quit drinking. There was one reason he kept himself from committing suicide. There is no more undutiful thing than to die before your parents. That is why I cannot kill myself yet. There was something he learned from living as an alcoholic for 12 years. Alcohol? You can never quit it. Do you think I ever wanted to live like this? Do you think I haven't tried? I've tried all kinds of things to abstain from drinking, but nothing worked. Alcohol addiction is not curable by human power. Never. He shook his head. He still loved his ex-wife. He earnestly wanted to go back to her and their son, who had said they would welcome him back whenever he quit drinking. However, he had missed so many opportunities and could never give up his addiction to alcohol. He wailed when he heard the news that she became tired of waiting and was getting married to another man. Over and over again he cried from the indescribable pain in his heart. It was miserable to be so pathetic, frustrating, and helpless. He was led to Serunan Shinto by a very strange and amazing opportunity. He listened to the lecture with a blank look while staring down at the floor. It had been almost 1 week when his unsteady gait began to change. His head, which used to be hanging down, was now lifted straight up to face the front. He surprised everyone by giving correct answers to all the questions from the lecturer. Compared to his appearance when he first came, he now appeared to be full of vitality and energy. Whenever he felt the urge to drink, he struggled. He firmly decided to cut himself off from drinking and cried out toward heaven to rescue him from the swamp of desire. Then the desire would disappear at once. After experiencing the repeated victory at the critical moments, he would feel peace and thankfulness filling his heart. He said, I realized why I became an alcoholic. And since I found out the cause, I am now able to overcome the desire. Up until now, I always lost the battle against myself because I did not know how to win. Now, I know the way. I shall win. I always thought that God was somewhere very far, and it was wonderful to find out that He is right beside me, and that He always provides help whenever I make up my mind and call upon Him. I never knew what it was like to experience God, one who personally works in and through your mind. Filled with happiness from being lifted out of the slimy pit and the mud and mire, he said humbly, "Since I have been given a chance to live a new life, I believe my mission is to assure the people who are struggling with alcohol addiction that they can be freed from any kind of addiction when they decide to no longer commit sin and call upon God." Addiction. It is a deep and slimy pit and mire from which no one can escape by human power. It is a prison of sin from which you can break out of only when the power of God intervenes.